All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Who did Pro better this time around? On the top here, obviously, I have the Pixel 9 Pro. On the bottom, I have the iPhone 16 Pro. So I wanted to start here with displays. Now, as I look at these phones to the naked eye, the Pixel looks much more realistic. Both these phones actually are set to 100% brightness and 4K. The Pixel is giving my car the accurate colors. This one actually looks black almost for some reason. That's kind of strange. Now, ironically enough, both of these phones look really good for what they're displaying, but the Pixel is definitely more true to life. It's just what it is. It's crazy that the iPhone doesn't look as bright. That's kind of strange. Let me double check the brightness here. Yeah, it's all the way up. That is strange, but the Pixel definitely looks better. It just has better colors. And let's check the speaker quality. We'll do iPhone first.
Free color, if you will. So this is what you're going to get for that price. So if you decide to do upgrades, you can still apply.
All right, now let's check the Pixel.
You'll pay the price that you pay. But starting off, folks, this car is $90,000. $90,000. So right there, that.
All right, the iPhone sounds a lot louder, more clear, more tinny, but the Pixel has more tones, and this is something that you're just going to have to experience in person. Trust me when I tell you, the iPhone definitely sounds better, even though it's got a little bit more high pitch to it. The Pixel has a deeper tone when listening to it, but the iPhone speakers are a lot louder. I mean, a lot louder. So let's move on to hardware. These colors are not much different. In person, they're just kind of different shades of black. But I do like the hardware on the iPhone 16 Pro better along the sides. On the Pixel, it has those shiny sides, and I don't like that. However, the overall organization of how the Pixel 9 Pro is put together is definitely more appealing to me, and I like the hardware better on here. They both have nice screens. They both look really good. I like that Apple was able to fit such a small body with the same 6.3 inch display. I like how they were able to do that. They made it just a smaller footprint. But overall, the Pro design here to me goes to Pixel. I like the camera bar on here better than Apple's camera array at this point. This is probably because it's new and Google decided to do something different, and Apple still kind of used the same material look, the same old thing. But that's okay. It's not an ugly design by any means, but Google just did it better if you're calling it a Pro. Now, some other areas where it's supposed to be considered a Pro are the cameras. And now I'm just going to show you some footage taken by both phones, and you can determine what you think is Pro or not, or which one looks better, basically. Now, this is just me holding the phone in one spot. I'm recording my iPhone 16 here. As you can see, the iPhone 16 Pro is back there in the background, and I'll put the Pixel back there when I start to record. But just a real brief, quick video here. Take a listen to audio and things like that. I'll hit the zoom button a little bit. You can see how it works, how good it can focus, and how well it looks. And I'll do the same thing with the iPhone. There you go. Quick look at the Pixel content. And now here's Apple's version of the same content being shot here. Here's the Pixel 9 Pro sitting back there. And I'll go ahead and zoom in right here again. Transitions, I will say, are very smooth on the iPhone when moving between lenses. But the color tones, they're definitely going to look different. You will be able to notice that for sure right away. So I probably wouldn't even have to tell you which was which, because you would notice. Anyway, there's the iPhone's content. Now something you can't see is the battery. So I'll talk about this briefly here, but just to be clear, the Pixel 9 Pro's battery is much better than the iPhone 16 Pro's battery. The Pixel 9 Pro really hammers home, and it just does well with battery. And somehow they got it completely right with the Pixel 9 Pro. It's just right. I don't know how they did it, but it definitely is a killer phone on battery. You will be able to go days with this phone, or at least a day and a half complete. With the iPhone, you may be able to go a day, day and a half, but you won't go 2 days. Not in my experience, not in my use of using these side by side. You cannot, I can't say you cannot. You probably won't go 2 days with your iPhone 16 Pro, but you might be able to do it with the 16 Pro Max. And I'm really considering picking up that phone, just so you know. We'll talk about that in another video. But the Pixel 9 Pro definitely slaughters. And I never thought I would ever say that too much when I'm talking about a Google phone next to a Apple phone. But yeah, the Pixel battery is better. But performance wise, it's hard to beat Apple's performance because they have their own chip and Google has their own chip, but Apple's chip isn't limited at all. You can literally use this phone until it runs out of storage when recording, and it doesn't heat up very much at all when using. It gets warm like all phones, but the Pixel phone gets warm too, but it's not getting hot and shutting off. I haven't experienced that yet on either one of these phones, but I will say that content, or creation, or just looking at things on this phone when it comes to performance and using it for some kind of creation, the iPhone just kills. It slaughters. It's really good, and I don't think Google is there yet for the overall catching up to Apple for performance. I think they are still trying to catch the Snapdragon chip. If you want me to be honest, Google's chips are limited in too many ways. Like I was going to talk about recording video. I can record 4K 60 at the highest resolution, 4K 120. You just can't do that with the Pixel at the same level as the iPhone. If it gets it done, I think it'll probably have trouble and struggle if it could ever do that. The Pixel still doesn't have 4K portrait video, and the iPhone does. Something as simple as that. So performance wise, I don't think Google's touching the iPhone 16 Pro with these 9 Pro, but it's not way off. It's not day-to-day tasks. These phones are going to perform the same pretty much. But when you start to get into some creation, which is what I do, I'm recording content, I'm taking tons of photos, I'm really stretching the limits in the same hour's worth of time. You'll notice that the iPhone just feels buttery smooth and there's just no hiccups. Now, that's not to say that there's hiccups with the Pixel, but again, those limitations that it has, it just doesn't make any sense with such a powerful chip and all the RAM that it has. And the iPhone has less RAM. Yeah, 8 gigs of RAM over here and like double over here. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. But overall, my final pick will be the Google Pixel 9 Pro. If I had to live with one of these phones for 2 years, it's going to probably go ahead and be the Pixel 9 Pro. It comes down to something as simple. Well, it's not the only reason, but I still have a SIM tray over here. So something like that means a lot to people in the United States. You guys are, I don't know, people who say that it doesn't matter. I just think you're following that. I ain't gonna use the word sheep. I'm not gonna use the word sheep. You're just following the flow of things and not questioning things as to why. It just doesn't make any sense. They've already taken away our charging bricks, headphone jacks, headphone cables, and unfortunately Google has followed that trend. They don't get a pass on it. Nah, no one's getting a pass on this. Samsung, whoever takes away the charging brick, it's just idiotic. That goes for all these companies, man, that's doing that. That's why I keep applauding OnePlus and other companies that Motorola that leave the charging brick in the box. This is such a stupid thing to have to go through. But nonetheless, my pick is still just based off of this real brief and quick scenario here. Long term, I think the iPhone is going to hold up just well. But I think that Google has finally stepped into the arena of walking down a road that they used to get laughed at a lot. And all the people that say, oh, it's laggy and all these other things, I just don't see it, folks. I don't see it. I never have seen it on this phone. It just hasn't happened. I don't know what these people are doing on their phones, but it is not happening on this Pixel. That is for sure. Either one of them. I have the Pixel 9 Pro XL as well, and there's no lag. So you look at things like design and hardware, I give that to the Pixel straight up. And you look at performance, I give that to Apple. Features and options, it's kind of a wash because both of these have very simplistic features. and not as many as Samsung, but they both have their own. So that's kind of a wash to me. Cameras, I give all the praise to Google for this because they have come a long way. While their content, HDR content, still can't match Apple's HDR content, like at 100%, it's like 99%. Well, I'm not gonna give them that close. About 95% likable in comparison to 100% of what I like on HDR content from the iPhone. The iPhone just has the best HDR content outdoors. I think it's great, and the Pixel is right there behind it now, which is a rare thing, but it is. So cameras, though, Google has it down with the photos, and now their video is on point. It's just right under Apple's video. Performance-wise, they both perform well, no lag or anything, and Apple just kind of gets the head nod because they don't have really any limitations on their phones. You know, software, you have to pick which one you want to use. These are both pretty much the same style, like vanilla phones, you know what I mean? So, but battery life for sure goes to the Pixel. And price, well, they're both overpriced, but I think the Pixel comes in at a slightly lower amount. But I think these both come in 128 gigs, so they both get a thumbs down for that. Anyway, for me, who did it better in the Pro category with these phones? It's going to be the Pixel 9 Pro for me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.